that I understand an issue about the so-called mutant algorithm. So I'd be grateful if you would tell me if my understanding is correct, because if it is correct, I would like to be certain that our listeners appreciate exactly the implications of this algorithm. So my understanding is that the algorithm used an adjustment for the school. And that means that a student who was perhaps struggling, doing poorly at a high performing school in an affluent area would be marked up. And the converse would hold for a child who was a bright child who was doing very, very well indeed, a high flyer, but who was studying at a school with major challenges, would be marked down. Is that correct before I go on to the conclusion from that?
Yes, there is a huge element of correctness in that. What happened was that teachers were asked to assess each child, but not just to give them a grade to say, I think this child would have scored a B in their GCSEs. As well as allocating a grade, they had to rank the children this is the top child in the B, this is the second child in the B category, this is the third child in the B category. And then the algorithm, as you say, it mashed the results back to where the average for that school was. Right. So if there was a couple of bright in inverted commas children in that school that were more than the allocation of A grades that they had the year before, they wouldn't get them this year.
So therefore, Kevin, the obvious implication of all of this is that the educational divide would widen. The clear social divide in educational attainment that we see that government after government has pledged to try and narrow would actually widen. So this is absolutely invidious. Can I just emphasize that point? Because I think, as I say, it's really important that our listeners appreciate that this would have actually worsened the chances of bright students and falsely bumped up other children, and would ultimately therefore have widened the socioeconomic divide that we see in education that so many teachers have worked so hard for decades to try and overcome. But the bottom line too is that government did not trust the teachers.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you very much.
That's what they should have done.
Thank you.